Guess who is thinking about you right now? If you said your specific person, then you are absolutely right. Because remember, manifestation is not a maybe, manifestation is a fact. Meaning, if you want to be with your specific person, then you are absolutely going to be with your specific person. Remember, our state, our way of being, and our assumptions are constantly being reflected on our reality every moment of every day. And so, even thinking that you can fail at your manifestation means that we truly don't understand the power that is within you, or we don't understand what's actually going on. Because keep in mind, if our state and our assumptions are constantly reflecting, and we feel in our reality that our specific person is not showing up in the way that we want, then we know it's only our internal state that needs to change and actually nothing else. And you can actually see or realize what state you're in by the answer that you gave to that initial question of guess who is thinking about you right now. If I were to tell you that your specific person is thinking about you at this moment, how do you feel about that? Does that feel like a true statement, or are you thinking right now that that seems pretty bizarre? Because I'll tell you, no matter how bizarre that might feel right now or how true it is, your specific person is thinking about you. But we can sometimes accidentally convince ourselves of the opposite if we're in a state that doesn't align with it. To think of this really easily and effortlessly is to just remember, if you don't quit, then you can't fail. If you're continuously trying to act and feel into your end state of being with your specific person, and you just do not take no for an answer, then there's absolutely no way that you can fail. And to make this idea even easier, you can just think about it in this way. You're always either in the state of being with your specific person or you're not. So which are you choosing each and every day? Even at this moment, do you feel as if you're in the state of being married to your specific person, or do you feel as if you're in the state of being single? And if you're still feeling confused or what to do or worried about how or when your manifestation is going to show up, you can think about it in this way as well. Imagine two different versions of yourself. One version of yourself that feels single or feels lonely or feels like their specific person is not wanting or desiring to reach out to them. And then imagine another version of you that feels as if they're already in a relationship with their specific person, and that their specific person is constantly thinking about them and always wanting to be with them. Now, if you take these two individuals and just let them loose on their reality, how do you think they would act? How do you think they would speak to other people? What do you think their assumptions would be? And if you take just these two individuals, again, are just two versions of yourself that you have available right here and right now, you would know that by the end of just a single day, the way that they act towards people, the way that they think, the way that they talk, the way that they just interact with everything in their reality, at the end of a single day, they would be experiencing two totally different lives. And so with this in mind, we are constantly picking and choosing that right here and right now. And it doesn't have to take a long time. Even in this example, after just a single day of acting in either of these states, they would begin to see a much different reaction from not only people around them, but how they would actually view their reality. Because the version of you that feels single and the version of you that feels in a relationship views their reality much differently, as well as this, everyone around them begins to view them much differently. And again, we are constantly picking these states each moment of every single day. It is not a drastic or slow movement from one state or the other. We are just actively picking it. Really, there's nothing keeping you to a previous sense of self or a previous state. Being in alignment with feeling single is not actually you at all. It is just a singular state or an assumption that we're choosing from an infinite amount of assumptions. And this is also how people quantum leap or manifest really quickly, is just imagining that we're just picking one state or another. Again, it isn't a slow determining factor that you have to try really, really hard to do. You're just picking and choosing your state at any moment of any given day. And you can actually imagine it in the metaphor of a light switch. You're either on or you're off. There's no in between. Because really, do you think you could be in a state where you feel half single and lonely and half in a relationship and loved? Absolutely not. You would say that that makes no sense. And so in the same idea as the light switch, there's not a dimmer that's slowly taking us from a complete darkness to a complete illumination. It's just a light switch. Once you switch it on, it's on. There's no process and there's no waiting. You have active control of your light switch right here and right now, even if you are regarding your internal state or connecting it to things outside of you. If you can become aware of your light switch and just flip it on, then that's literally all you need to do, and you've reached what Neville Goddard would call the Sabbath state, and your reality is going to immediately start changing. Again, just think about those two different versions of you, where the one feels as if they're already in a relationship with their specific person, and the other one feels single. Just after a single day, they are living entirely different lives. And let me not just tell you, let me show you. Here's an example of someone who flipped their light switch on and got immediate results. So this is an email someone sent me just to update from their manifestation. They wrote, "Hi Kyle, small update since I last sent this message. I know it was only 2 days ago, but my specific person has been messaging me nonstop, kind of like how we used to message. And the message or email that they sent right before this point was them wondering if they are able to receive what they want or if their manifestation was actually working. But instead of acting or being in this middle state of choosing a sense of being single, they chose the feeling of being in their end state. They looked at their light switch and they snapped it to an on position. So basically they embodied the state of already being with their specific person. And literally in 2 days, they saw their specific person's communication completely change and go back to how it had been before when they were in a perfect relationship together. Because this person was actually manifesting their ex back. And I know when we are manifesting our ex, sometimes we think, no, there's too much damage done. There's all these circumstances, but take this example as a reason or proof that no matter what is happening with you and your specific person, no matter if you were texting amazingly 3 months ago and now you don't talk at all, that literally doesn't matter. If you assume the state, then you are going to see results that align with it. So take a moment and just think, what state are we acting from? And again, can we be half in a single state and half in a relationship state? Absolutely not. So make sure you are picking at every moment of the day which state you really want. If you did have any questions on this, make sure to leave them in the comment section below. If you know for a fact that you are choosing from now on that relationship state and you're going to manifest amazing movement from your specific person, leave a thumbs up on this video and then make sure to comment your success stories. If you did want to send me a personal message or reach out to me, head over to kyleaugustcoaching.com. That's also where you can get the same level of successes that I always post in my videos. Thank you so much for stopping by today, and I'll see you in my next video.